Hello, today we're here with Emily Chen from Stand for English, and we're going to be talking about the IELTS speaking exam. This is the IELTS speaking part 2 of the IELTS speaking test. And if you recall, in part 2 of the exam, you'll be getting a topic card, and you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Remember, you're to speak for the full 1 to 2 minutes. The IELTS examiner will indicate to you when you should stop speaking. When you do get the topic card, remember to write down keywords, focus on vocabulary. Make sure you answer all the questions. Double check that you're answering the questions. A common mistake is that most students cannot finish the 1 to 2 minutes. Most students don't answer all the questions, or they answer incorrectly. This particular candidate was asked a question. She's from Colombia, and she was asked in a topic. The topic was a well-known person that she admired. This is part 2 of the IELTS test. In part 2, she scored a band score of 4.5. And after assessing her score under the Dr. VIP method, remember the Dr. VIP method focuses on the band scores. If you recall, on the band scores, it's fluency and coherence that's important, lexical resource, which is vocabulary, grammar, basic grammar structure, and pronunciation. Basically 4 things that are assessed in the IELTS exam. In this particular case, this participant had poor pronunciation. She was combining a lot of Spanish with English, which we call Spanglish. And I'm quite familiar with Spanglish because I'm fluent in Spanish, and I spent a lot of time in Latin America. And I'm quite aware of it, as I am aware of Chinglish. In this particular case, the candidate was using a lot of self-corrections. She was using limited vocabulary. You'll see now in the tape that she was interjecting some Spanish into her English, saying mitos and histories. It's history, not histories or mitos. So she was injecting her own language into this English-speaking test, which is something you don't do. Pronunciation, she had a very, very heavy accent. Accents are okay. Students confuse accents with mispronunciation. They're 2 different things. You'll never really lose your accent. Be proud of your accent. It's okay. You won't lose your accent. It's mispronunciation. Don't use a word unless you know how to pronounce it. For this example, she said, instead of saying show, she said cho, which is clearly mispronounced. That is not an accent problem, but a mispronunciation problem. She said good way instead of good way. So she had incomplete word endings. Emily, after you reviewed this tape, what were your observations with this particular candidate who scored 4.5 in the IELTS speaking from Colombia?
确实，他的这个发音问题是非常的大的，是他的这个考试当中的一个很大的一个弱项，很大的一个弱点。很多的发音，他把这个西班牙语跟这个英语都结合在一起，甚至自己创造了一些发音。这限制他考试的最大的一个瓶颈吧。另外，他的这个停顿的时间也太长，有的时候他甚至停顿下来，再自己去找词，停顿的时间太长了。
谢谢。Okay, let's watch this particular candidate from Colombia.
Right, Liliana, now I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Okay. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Right, here's some paper and a pencil for making notes. And here's your topic. I'd like you to describe a well-known person you like or admire.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Now remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when your time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay. The person who I would like to speak is about Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He is a writer, a famous writer. He was a Nobel. He won the Nobel Prize in literature, and he is from the north of Colombia. He's from the coast, and he's very famous because he has written. He's written about every normal or myths about this part of the country that is very exciting and interesting because they have a lot of histories, and he tried to write very in a to become a funny knowledge. He tried to show how is this part of the world that is very surprising every time, and also